History of the birth of the computer inspired by the French textile industry. Let's rewind back to the early 1800s. Charles Babbage was a brilliant but eccentric English mathematician. In the 1830s, he dreamed up a machine he called the analytical engine, a massive steam-powered mechanical computer. Unlike simple calculators, this device was designed to handle general-purpose calculations. But where did he get this idea? Babbage was inspired by the Jacquard loom, a French invention from 1804 that used punch cards to automatically weave complex textile patterns. Instead of a person pulling levers by hand, the loom followed instructions encoded on stiff cards with holes punched into them. This was essentially programmable automation. Babbage saw this and thought, if punch cards can guide a loom to weave fabric, why can't punch cards guide a machine to weave numbers? Punch cards were pieces of stiff paper with holes punched in specific patterns. Each hole represented an instruction or a piece of data. By feeding a stack of these cards into a machine, the operator could tell it exactly what to do. This is exactly what inspired Charles Babbage in the 1830s. When he designed the analytical engine, he borrowed Jacquard's punch card system. Instead of weaving silk, Babbage imagined weaving numbers. His engine would read punch cards and follow the instructions to carry out calculations step by step. That's the birth of the computer. Now let's introduce Ada Lovelace. Ada was the daughter of the poet Lord Byron, but unlike her father, she was fascinated not by words but by mathematics and science. In 1833, at a party in London, Ada was introduced to Babbage by her tutor, Mary Somerville, who was one of the great science writers of the time. Ada was only a teenager, but she quickly grasped Babbage's vision. A few years later, Ada translated an Italian paper on Babbage's analytical engine. But she didn't just translate it. She added her own extensive notes, which ended up being 3 times longer than the original paper. Inside those notes was something revolutionary. The first published algorithm intended for a machine. An excerpt from a letter.
I will send down before tomorrow evening Brooks' formulae. I also the reports of the Royal Society on your machine. I suppose you can get it easily, and I particularly want to see it before I see you on Wednesday morning. It appears to me that I am working up the notes with much success, at least even if the book be delayed in its publication, a week or 2 months. Mr. Taylor's while to wait. I will have it well and fully done, in truth at all. I want to put in something about Bernoulli's numbers in one of my notes, as an example of how an implicit function may be worked out by the engine without having been worked out by human head and hands first. Give me the necessary data and formulae. Yours ever, AAL.
But her foresight went even further. Ada realized that the analytical engine wasn't limited to arithmetic. She wrote that one day, such a machine could manipulate symbols, not just numbers, meaning it could create music, generate graphics, or even explore patterns of thought. In the 1830s, she essentially predicted modern computing and even aspects of artificial intelligence.